Hello, my dear. Now we are standing in our bomb shelter. I'm not telling you where it is, but I'm recording this video to say you thank you for all your donations, for everything you are doing for us. And I want to show you what actually we are buying for your donations. So here you can see the table, and it is not everything we are buying, but just so you will have an idea of what goes there. So let's start from the t-shirts and underwear. T-shirts we are buying because soldiers have them, but they don't have the ability to wash anything. So basically you can imagine the field conditions when you cannot wash your clothes. And that's why all these kind of t-shirts and underwear you need to change, which is basically you need to replace it. So that's why we are buying it in the huge amounts, and they are always needed. And also here, let us move. For here you see some kind of materials which you can, this is just some bondage help of some bandages. It is not the proper bandages because in order to buy proper bandage, you need to have this kind of stone, so you need to put it on the one, but this is simple bandages that we bought to have it, and the materials like antiseptics. So it's chlorhexidine, a very basic antiseptic, and it's also something that is needed in huge quantities, and it's never like enough. Concerning as for medicine, we have the tourniquets, and I've already showed it in my video. And the thing is that there is a big shortage of everything after the war started, and the prices go up. So here I have a proper tourniquet. It is still packed. This is the tourniquet you would usually see in NATO, for example, and you have the timing, and it's very light. But since we have a huge shortage, the local companies are producing the tourniquets like this, and I showed you again that you need to put it in order to stop the heavy bleeding. It's only for the heavy and severe bleeding, and basically this is the local copy, and they're improving it all the time. The next party we are going to order, it will already have this tag with the time, because you cannot put tourniquet for more than 2 hours. So this time tag will be added, and this part of it will be made from a different material, because mine is kind of flexible, and we are afraid that it will be broken easily. What else? Let's move to the soldiers first, and then I'll show you a little bit about humanitarian help. This is the unloader, and unloader is a thing. It's basically a vest with pockets. So this is the thing, and you're putting it face up, face down. Okay, you're putting it like this, like a vest. And here you can put, in these pockets, you can put different things. So this is unloaders, and they help soldiers not to carry everything in hand, so in the backpack, and kind of easily get it from there. So these things are also needed in huge quantities, and they are also the local copies. So this is how it folded, the folded thing look like, and this is basically the full one. Also for soldiers, we are buying the small lighters, like it is just flashlights, the small flashlights. And this is the tactical glasses. So basically this is for, they don't have diopters, it's just for protecting from wind, dust, and not even sun. So this is the kind of original ones, but the problem with them is they kind of they're not very good for your eyesight. But this is the best that we got. We needed more of them, but we found only 20 of them. That's why I bought these ones. They are much worse, and they are meant for the builders, just protective glass for the builders. But it's kind of when you have nothing, you can use this. And also, it's not what we needed. Even the quantity of such cheap ones is not enough now because of the military actions, because everybody needs them. Here I need to make a remark that soldiers is meant for now as the military, the normal people. It's not the trained, it's not always the trained army. So the part of the army is well-trained soldiers, and the part of the army are volunteered soldiers who don't have enough of equipment, and basically we need to help them to get all this equipment. And again, we were not expecting such a full-scale war, so we were not preparing in advance. So now we need to buy as many things and to wait to the humanitarian help to come, for example. We need them now. That's why we are buying it for your donations. And also for soldiers, we bought such pills. This is the water cleaning pills, and they work quite well. There are many kinds of them, but before giving it, we always check them. So those are working. It's what you will take for hiking if you don't have an access for the clean water, for example. So those are also for soldiers, and for soldiers we have, this is kind of heavy and I'm not going to unpack it. It is also the local copy. It's a sleeping bag, and I wouldn't take it out. They're made by our furniture manufacturer in Dnipro, and they just use the pieces of furniture that they don't need anymore. They are good and warm, but they're kind of heavy and they burn easily. Unlike NATO, for example, sleeping bags which are protected from burning, those ones actually burn easily, but what we can do. So those we also buy in the huge quantities, and here you can see many of them, and you also can see the things I'm calling the tourist trucks, and you call them yoga mats. It's not for yoga; it's for putting under the sleeping bag. So this is the things we are buying for soldiers, and also there are refugees, and for refugees we are buying different things. It's mostly, as I told you, mostly hygiene, their period pads, soap, razors. I don't have razors here, and the wet wipers. So that's something we usually buy for refugees. And also some basic hygiene, also underpants, also t-shirts are needed, the new ones, because we collected a lot of clothing, but the underwear you need to give new one. So you cannot give people used underwear. That's why we need to buy new for it. And also for refugees and for territorial defense, you can see over there it is some kind of food storage. So that's something that was donated, but you saw in my reports that I was buying butter and oil and flour. So some food to refugees is also here. That's basically where your donations go. This video was a little bit longer than I expected, but that's more or less the picture of what goes there. And also in the other part of the bomb shelter, we have the pillows, and we have the mats and blankets. Also area rugs or yoga tourist rugs, yoga mats are needed there. But we are equipping it with cautiously, because despite the bombings, not that many people go to hide there yet, because the bombings were in other part of the city. But equipping the bomb shelter itself is also our priority, which is now moving a little bit into the future. So thank you very much for your donations. We are grateful for what you're doing for us. I'm grateful personally for what you're doing for my country. And peace to Ukraine. Thank you very much.
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!